What is the big day? 4 games to go. 4 games which I'm crossing my fingers Newcastle can keep third. Now, we lost third last night due to Manchester City, but if we can score goals galore between now and the last game, which is Everton, there's a very good chance that we're going to do what we set out to do, which is third in the Premier League. Now, there's a lot of things about Newcastle United which I want to discuss. So I'm going to do it here in front of you. Who's going to play? Is it going to be Joe Willock or will Lewis Miley get the nod? I hope at the end of the day, whoever Eddie Howe picks is going to be able to get out on the pitch and do the business. Now, Brighton, that's going to be there's a lot of people who turn around and says Brighton's going to be hard. Our record there isn't the best. But we've got a very good run of form. And there's only 4 games left. So this is now the time for us to stamp our authority. Now, I will do another live, and that is on what I'm building. But this is about the badge. And what I want to be able to see, because 4 games to go, I would dearly love 4 wins. Honestly, dearly love 4 wins. I think our club is capable of doing that. So that's where I'm putting myself. I said before a ball had even been kicked that we would finish third. Why? It's better than when we finished 4th. And I got that one spot on. But what I want to see is, I want to see more goals from Harvey Barnes. I'd like to see more goals from Bruno, Anthony Gordon, and Jacob Murphy. Alexander Isak is really, really good, as we all know, but he needs help. And third is where I want Newcastle to finish. So there we go. What do you think? Because like I say, there's a few of you in chat at the moment, and I'm going to look and see what you are chatting about. I hope that come the end of this 4 games, that we get who we need and the old guard just move on to another club. That's the hope. And including in the old guard is the likes of Callum Wilson, Many people have said Callum Wilson is made of glass. And yes, he has been a brilliant servant. That is true. But I want more. And when he has came on the pitch in recent games, lots of people, Geordie Journos, Chris from Evermore NUFC, and others have turned around and said he's not his best. He's not as sharp as he was. So maybe he is coming to the point where, he needs to move on. Now, tomorrow's game is really important. I want 4 goals tomorrow. I would like Alexander Isak to carry on his scoring, Jacob Murphy to at least get on the scoreboard. Harvey Barnes, I'm not sure with Anthony Gordon. Is he still carrying an injury? So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to bring this close because I'm on my mobile. Let's see what we've got. Right. I would hope I'm a Newcastle fan. Yeah, I would hope so. Looking good, looking fresh, looking fine. Yeah, but the only problem is, John, the body is knackered. However, I'm still here. And the thing is this, right? I want Newcastle United to put in the biggest push. Let's face it, in my songs, yeah, I have said to write a new history, and we did that because we got the cup. And what? Deary me, man. Deary me. Here's the thing, right? With our club, 4 games to go. I've sang this many, many times. Goals galore. That's what I want. I want our club to smash in as many goals as is humanly possible. No, I do not speak Turkish. I speak Geordie. Yeah. Now, a couple of things. Yeah. I've said this mostly all season, where I wanted Harvey and Anthony, Jacob Murphy, Bruno, and others to help out putting the ball in the back of the net. You should keep those files. That doesn't even make sense. Thoughts on reform? There is no thoughts. And that's honestly. How can I have thoughts on the tiniest party? No, not going to happen. But getting back to Newcastle United, the hope is we can beat Brighton and then we can carry on, because we've got Arsenal away, Chelsea at home. I think we're going to pace Chelsea. That's my honest answer. Everton yeah, we've got to do all 4 teams and smash them. What do you think? Well, since the takeover, things have got better. You know, we are riding high in the Premier League, and we won our first cup, which is brilliant. So that is very, very positive. What? What a stupid comment. Absolutely stupid comment. Now, what I want to see tomorrow is fight, ambition, and a clean sheet. Maybe it depends on whether the apps take off, but that's in a different video. This is all about Newcastle, and glad to see the fact that Eddie Howe has gotten himself over his pneumonia. Well, Leeds are a good team, and that's, they are a good team. One thing I do know though, come the new season, not be wearing this. No. I shall be wearing the new sealer version and get rid of the Castile. But yes, I just want a clean sheet tomorrow, which meaning that our back line has to be rock solid to make sure that when Alexander Isak and others score, we keep a clean sheet and we win the game. So we can get back to third in the Premier League. And I think if over the 4 games which are coming, we can win the 4 games, scoring as many goals as humanly possible, third is ours. Because that game last night, it wasn't the best. Well, the thing is, right, as John is saying, yeah, Eddie Howe, wonderful manager, who, if we can get to where I want to be, which is third in the Premier League, at the end, after we've finished the game with Everton, I hope he gets manager of the season. But no, Jack, don't even go down that road, man. So many people have said so many daft things. There's no wrong with John Sinclair. He's a real good lad, and every time I've came up to St James's Park, tried to get up for the Manchester United game, I also tried to get up for the Ipswich game. However, tickets are like bloody gold dust, as we all know. And I think our club needs to ditch the ballot system and go back to what we had before. Matty, as I just said to Jack, don't even go down that road because you won't get an answer. I am, I'm not in a position to do what Jack said or what you did. Steve Wraith, no. Steve Wraith is a good friend who I have met. What? Every time I came up and went to the Dog and Parrot, spoke to him. And I said to him, when he was at 22K, I says, you are going to hit 50. And he did. So I was correct. And the one thing which I will say to you all is this. There's a lot of fantastic YouTube channels who cover Newcastle United. The hope is, as we go through 2025, because we're still in May, the hope is that all of my fellow YouTube channels, we can all get to 100K. So yeah. What? I'm not interested in my old employer. End of. This live is about Newcastle United. 4 games. I want 4 victories to make sure nobody behind, like City, Aston Villa, I want nobody to overtake our club. And many people turn around and say on YouTube that there's 5 spots. Yes, there are 5 spots for the UEFA Champions League. However, I want 3rd. That's it. Get 3rd. I am a happy person. Would you have moved from hold on a second here. Wow, wait. Right, what we got? John Leddy. Right. John, here's the thing, yeah? Me mum wanted to live in Nottingham. She lived in Fenham, which is the other side of Sladeyford, where I worked. So, my mum moved here from Newcastle, and I'm still here. Yeah, I'll try and do a meet and greet. Try. So, my hope is 4 games, 4 wins. That way, we get 4 wins. The other teams are going to struggle because maybe the goal difference will pop in. So if Alexander Isak keeps on scoring, Harvey Barnes keeps on scoring, Anthony Gordon, Jacob Murphy, and others chip in, we score more goals than they do. That's my hope, that we score a hell of a lot of goals within 4 games. But I also want Nick Pope to keep a clean sheet. Will I move home? Yeah. Yeah, I will. I will move back up north, but not yet. And where I'll be moving to will be just outside of Newcastle Airport. So there you go. Yeah, I will be moving home. What? That doesn't even make sense. One thing is this. After these 4 games, if we're not in third, I will be a little disappointed. Oh, so why, if that's the case, why are you in here? Outside the airport is Ponteland and Darras Hall. You're very correct. You can't live there with YouTube success. Oh, dear me. One thing I do know, and I'll discuss it in the next live, which is to do with the other part. Once you can play the games, the hope is this channel rises up. That's the hope. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. One thing I can honestly say is this: I have proved you can climb above 1K. I'd like to be in a better place with more subscribers. That is true. Spot on. Yeah. But that depends on you, the viewer, the subscriber. You see, all YouTube is about is what you say to the camera. That's it. And the one thing I will say to you is this: I tried the last time to do things, and they didn't fail, they just slowed down. So the hope is to go up to Newcastle for the Everton game. Hope is get lots of goals and beat them. So the drive back down is fun. So that's where I'm coming from. When are you starting to edit your videos? I'm not. What you get is raw. It's me picking up my mobile phone, looking at it, and talking to you. That's what you get. The editing and all the rest of it, well, that's skills I don't have. So there you go. Well, I've already said how much those apps, when the games come out, the 3 games, how much one of them will be, and it's going to be free on your mobile, so you can play on your mobile. There you go. And at the moment, that is in another live, not this live, because in this live we're talking about Newcastle United, and the hope is, after we've played our 4 games, the hope is we can get Brian Mbembo. I'd love to see him playing in Newcastle. Or Jonathan David. Matty Renton mentioned, is it Sesenyo yesterday? And even he was saying yesterday about when the football's finished, there's 2 transfer windows, not 1, which surprised me. But it is what it is. Now, after this season is finished, with us playing Everton and hopefully beating them quite convincingly, because they're going to be moving into a new stadium. We could be. But that decision has been kind of left. It was supposed to be early 2025, and we're in May. We still don't know. And disappointing. But it is what it is. There's no we can do. We are just supporters at the end of the day. But I want us to be able to see new players coming in. The ones I've mentioned, that I don't know about Delap. I don't know about him. But I do know this much. The wage structure has to change. We can't keep being that club where we are paying out a good amount of money and other teams are paying silly amounts of money. But we'll see what happens with our club moving forward. So I'm going to quickly have a look at... Oh, got 25 people here. Oh, wonderful. Yes, I have been to a away game. I've been to Chelsea. I've been to Upton Park. And no, that wasn't in the Premier League. I went to another ground. But that was years ago. So I have been to other... Well, one thing is this, Jack, right? There are that many people who, as I was approaching 1K, who kept turning around and saying, quick, unsubscribe. And they all followed the paper and did that because the paper at the time was singing a very good tune. Now, all you can do is your best. Now, if you look at all of the games this season and look at the videos where I have said we are going to pick up 3 points, what's the ratio? Win and got beat. You tell me. Because you see, the thing is, right? I've watched people who have turned around and in the beginning said they weren't sure whether to carry on. And those people now are 20, 30,000 plus. So, you know, it is possible to climb higher. And here on this YouTube channel, I don't just give you talk and prediction about Newcastle United. You get more. I think because you get more, I think that is value to the subscriber. You tell me. So, the hope is 4 games to go. We can get at least 3 goals a game. I'd be happy with more. But I want clean sheet in 4 games. That is going to be a mission. And if we can do that, excellent. Finishing third is more important than anything. And that would just say to everybody, I said it at the beginning. And whether you doubt or not, if we finish third, what I've said has happened. Same as when I said we would finish 4th. And people went, you stark raving crazy. The £10 bet, which took 80 quid to the food bank at the West End. So I fulfilled the pledge, which was we finish 4th. They get 80 quid. And I'm betting nobody else took that bet. But I'll tell you this much, right? There's been a lot of talk about Alexander Isak, yeah? Of the club putting 150 million. I would go higher than 150 million. I would turn around and say to any club who came in, 200 million. Why? He's young. He wants goals. And there's lots of clubs want him. So if you put a price tag on his head of 200 million, you scare them all away. That's just my opinion. And the likes of Harvey, Anthony, in my eyes, because they have scored as many goals as they have, even Jacob has chipped in. I think they have increased their value as well. So let's have a look at what chat's here. Oh, whoa, I see. So all the dodgy messages have been held for review. You see, that's the thing, right? When you come on, as I said to you ages ago, it's still relevant. And that is this. So somebody, a door statue, as a Chelsea fan looking forward to our match. So am I, because at the end of the day, I think that we're going to beat you and we're going to continue our rise in the Premier League. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. But getting back to these messages which are being held for review, yeah, YouTube is not like Twitter, X, where you can say what you want. Here, there are rules, and you must adhere to said rules. So, I'm saying with our season almost, well, everybody's season's almost coming to a close, 4 victories and third, and bringing in new blood. Hopefully, Jonathan David, Brian Mbemo, or players who Eddie Howe wants to bring in. That's what I'm hoping for. And if we can get that, wicked. Also, hopefully, by the end of this month, hopefully, our club will have turned around and said, we're going to like redesign St. James's, or we're moving just up the street into the other side of Lees's Park, because there has been a lot of aggro about moving into Lees's Park. Well, anything is possible. I mean, Sam plays guitar, I play guitar. He sings, I sing. Anything's possible. But one thing I will say, if enough money is generated using the new apps, record first album, and then take it from there. But in these final 4 games, I want Harvey, Anthony, Jacob, Bruno, and others to get as close to 10 goals each. And if that happens, I will be over the moon. Now, at this present moment in time, I'm live here on my mobile. The reason why is the computer is doing work. So, thank you all for being here on this beautiful Saturday. Sun is shining. Hopefully the sun is shining up in the northeast of England. And as we move forward through 2025, I'm going to set up an AI agency in Newcastle upon Tyne for the things which are going to come to Newcastle upon Tyne. And that's all I'm going to say on it, because that's the most important thing here this morning. Even though we're not playing until tomorrow afternoon, it's still very important. And I'd like to see Alexander Isak in 4 games try and get 9 goals. Hard, but not impossible. And if the other players who I've already mentioned can keep on scoring, that's going to make our goal difference excellent. So, thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the next live, and hopefully by then things will have worked out with the other things I am doing, because one is in process at the moment on Lovable. So yeah, I kind of I tried something yesterday and I was going round in circles. So I was watching 4 videos by different people, some of them American, some of them from Europe, and I've changed tactics. Happy Saturday to you too. But yeah, the one thing I'm going to, because obviously and I did the apps, that was with Bolt. Did try Claude, but no. This new one should be there. Well, Leeds are a good team. However, I kind of agree with what you're saying, because to go down to the Championship and then come back up, that's epic. It's staying up. That's the hard part. So Premier League is brutal, as many teams have found out. Look at one of them, Southampton. They went down and they haven't been able to do the business. And I'm just looking forward to something I'm going to speak about in the next live, which I'll let you all know in a short little video what time it is going to be, so that you can all get yourself ready. And the next one is going to show you what's on screen on the laptop, because it's changed just a little bit, and apparently if it's fully working, which is brilliant news. So have an absolutely wicked Saturday, wherever you may be. And I'm going to place an order for some new guitar strings, because one of my strings popped yesterday and I was gutted. Yeah, one of my strings on Black Beauty popped while I was playing. So, tomorrow, 4-0. And I want 4 victories in the remaining games. And if Nick Pope can keep a clean sheet, excellent. Thanks for watching. And have a wonderful day, whatever you are doing. I'm going to go and check what's on the laptop and see if it's finished. But much love to all of you here, and spread the word.